So, lads, I thought we were all on the same page. I thought we were all on the exact same page when it came to this guy right here, Wemby. Like, get him at all costs. Tank for him. If you're not going to win a championship, you blow it up and you tank for this guy. Well, I'm pretty sure we all seem to be on the same page. But as of right now, the Sixers and Lakers, two teams where, well, people are delusionally calling Lakers title contenders. And the Sixers are, if Embiid plays properly, they'll be title contenders. But, like, they're 0-3. And as we said yesterday, 0-3-0-3. There's never much love when we go 0-3. But yet, the team, they're the worst tank job ever. The Utah Jazz, the team everyone thought was tanking, are looking like one of the best teams in the NBA. And it's not only the fact that they're, like, winning. They're 3-0. They didn't just trade away these guys. They traded away Bogdanovich, Royce O'Neal. But, lads, they made a vital error. They made a bad error. While they got all their picks, they made one really, really bad error. You see, they got a lot of young assets. Because they were like, okay, we're going through a rebuild. We're going to get a lot of young assets. They forgot just how good the young players they signed were. Because, sure, you can get rid of these guys. Sure, you can get rid of your other guys. But the guys you have to bring in have got to be like these young players that need to develop. Not dudes who could have easily been all-stars at different points, who at this stage of their career could have easily been an all-star, but the circumstances weren't right. Like, Lauri Markkanen. He's been in the league 5 years. And I'm telling you guys, Lauri Markkanen was a guy they thought was almost a shoo-in to be an all-star when he was in Chicago. He had a bit of a rough year or two where he didn't really progress too much from his rookie year. But he was really freaking good in Cleveland. And now he's balling out for Orlando. Like, what else was going to freaking happen? Are you going to shut him down? Are you going to shut him down? Because, like, have I said Orlando? I mean Utah. In Utah, you're going to have to freaking shut this guy down because he's going to win you enough games by himself that you're not getting Victor. He alone is going to stop you getting Victor. You know who else is going to stop you getting Victor? Jordan Clarkson off the bench. People forgot 2 years ago he was 6th man of the year for the number 1 seed. He is one of the best no-conscience shot chuckers in the NBA. Jordan Clarkson is by all definitions, and by all definitions I mean according to the definitions of ball don't stop, the absolute genius, he is by definition a damn hooper. He's just going to come on, take bad shots and make a lot of them. Come on, shoot inefficiently, but you know what? It's effective as a 6-man role, just chucking. And on a side note, I would love to see an NBA owner just go full on down the rabbit hole of like, oh, these guys need to be hoopers, and hire like a ball don't stop type person, someone with that mentality as their GM, and they only sign hoopers and see if they win more than 10 games. That'd be brilliant. But Jordan Clarkson, brilliant. He stops you getting Wemby. And this guy, like, can we just calm it down? Like, Darius Garland was an all-star. The reason why Colin Sexton was able to be traded was because Darius Garland is an all-star. A healthy Colin Sexton isn't an all-star, but he's a plus 20 point a game scorer who in any given year may fluke an all-star team. When you've got two guys that are bubble all-star level players that like are not, you're never going to call them perennial all-stars, but in any given year they might just hit a hot streak and make an all-star team. You've got two of them in the squad. And not only that, like, they're not that young. Like, Lauri Markkanen is 25. He's, like, getting into his peak. Colin Sexton is 23. About to turn 24. These guys are about to enter their peak. They're still young players, but they're not, like, young prospects anymore. These guys are legit. And, like, even still, you've got Malik Beasley. You've got other guys. The Jazz have done the worst job getting a tanking roster I've ever seen. Like, this might be the quickest damn rebuild ever. Like, they were the 5th seed last year. They were the 5th or maybe 4th seed. They were 4th or 5th. One, I'm pretty sure. I think Luca was one of those two. Either way, it doesn't matter. Like, they literally might go and mess about and make the play-in. I don't think they're 3-0. They're probably gonna be 4-0. They're not gonna make top 5. They're probably not gonna make top 6. They might mess about and make the play-in with all those picks. But you know what they miss out on? Wemby. And who the hell at this stage is going for Wemby? Every team is too good except maybe OKC. Man, San Antonio are winning games. They don't look that bad. Like, it's literally going to be a case of, as of right now, the worst team in the NBA because of Russell Westbrook is the Lakers. I'm telling you, if you want to tie for wembanyama, you trade for Westbrook and you play him. That is the most surefire way of getting Victor. At this stage, you trade for Westbrook and you run your damn offense through Westbrook. You let him chuck his Westbrooks for the whole game and you go and lose. And then you go and get Wemby. At this rate, if the Lakers don't do anything, we're going to be seeing wembanyama in freaking New Orleans from the AD trade. Imagine if wembanyama ends up in New Orleans. Imagine Wemby, Zion, Brandon Ingram, Dyson Daniels, freaking Grant David Alvarado, Herb Jones. Is that Herb Jones? The freaking defender guy. I'm just also off the top of my head. The Pelicans. Imagine he ends up in the damn Pelicans because of Westbrook. Imagine if Westbrook lets him go to the Pels. But lads, like, we all thought Utah. We all were like, Utah are going to be one of those teams. The Magic 03. The Rockets, Kings, Lakers, Thunder. All 0-3. Okay, the Thunder and performing, though. I'm just saying, what the Thunder are doing right now is worse than what the freaking Sixers did with the damn process, but doesn't have a name, so people are calling Presti a genius, and we wanted Sam Hinkie out of the league. The Kings suck because the Kings are the Kings. Lads, at this stage, we don't know where Wemby's going. Like, the Spurs are 2-1, the Jazz are about to potentially go 4-0, and this, in my opinion, is either the best decision they could ever make or the worst decision. It's either the quickest rebuild of all time. They've either somehow managed to rebuild a roster while gaining like, are they getting 8 or 9 first round picks, a bunch of freaking extra picks, extra assets, and then rebuild a roster like that. But assuming that they were trying to tank by hiring like a first year head coach, getting 2 bubble all-stars is not the greatest way to do it. I do think Cleveland got better. I think Cleveland got better by getting Donovan Mitchell, because Donovan Mitchell's not a like bubble all-star. He is a legit all-star. But Larry Sexton, like, everyone was like, oh, the Jazz are tanking or the Jazz got fleeced for Mitchell. No, man. Like, everyone thought that the Knicks were like, oh, we can trade RJ Barrett. Why? What difference? What's so great about RJ Barrett? Oh, wow, he was a baller in freaking high school. He went number 3 in the draft. But, like, Colin Sexton is a baller. Healthy Colin Sexton. And I'm sorry that this guy did not end up being an all-star in Chicago. But Markkanen can hoop. Markkanen can ball. The worst freaking tank job in history has been performed by the Utah Jazz. Because they keep winning. And I genuinely, and they haven't had the most difficult start to the season. I genuinely think that the Utah Jazz are going to win about 35 games. They're going to win about 35 games. Which is crazy. In a season they're meant to be tanking for Wemby. They have assembled a roster that's way too good to tank. And especially because I think the casual NBA fan didn't realize just how freaking good the Utah Jazz roster is right now. It's competent. It's a competent NBA team. I was like, having Popovich as a coach is enough to not get the number 1 pick. There are so many straight up incompetent NBA teams and incompetent franchises like the damn Kings and Lakers that, like, it's tough. You have to be really bad to tank for Wemby. Like, you have to be really, really bad. But anyway, yeah, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.